I sure ain't gonna show you my dick.
Roadhouse. Roadhouse. Do you happen to remember the tagline?
Dalton lives like a loner, fights like a professional, and loves like there's no tomorrow.
He wasn't a professional fighter,
No,
but he did love like there was no tomorrow.
I think he loved strangely.
Foreplay required, none.
Like there's no tomorrow.
I guess I would sum up Roadhouse by saying it's a movie about a bouncer.
It's in a world where bouncers are the ultimate authority and only separation between total chaos and the kind of people who want to go out. Basically, he was Batman to this bar.
Right, but just showed his face and smoked cigarettes.
You got a name?
Yeah?
Well, what is it?
Dalton.
Oh my God. Shit, I heard of you.
And they go to great pains to make sure you know Patrick Swayze is the best in the business. Everyone holds these guys up like they're gods.
Right. I can name my 5 or 6 favorite bouncers.
I have trading cards.
Right.
He's hired to save the Double Deuce. And he goes in, he just starts firing people and beating the shit out of everyone. And the Double Deuce, we should say, is chaos.
It's the dive bar from Blues Brothers, pretty much times 1,000.
Yes. In every scene in the bar, there's attempted murder of some kind. Someone's trying to stab someone, stomping them.
Yes, and in fact, I believe the owner was so excited the first night that he was working there. He's like, "Oh, this is great! No one died tonight."
It was a good night. Nobody died.
That kind of sums it up. Like the first half of this movie is him bringing the Double Deuce back from being insane.
The Double Douche.
I think you mispronounced that.
So in saving the bar, he gets caught up in the town politics, which it makes absolutely no sense at all. It's just a rich guy extorting money from everyone.
Rich guy owns a bit of every business in town. He somehow owns the police as well. So that means throughout this whole ordeal, the police are not showing up when he is physically assaulting people. He's hiring people to basically murder other townsfolk and destroying property, businesses, and
burning buildings down, making them explode.
Right.
Trying to kill old people. Cops never show up. Not one time.
No.
Hey, vodka rocks. What do you say you and me get nipple to nipple?
How is that?
I can do that without you.
We should say Patrick Swayze stars in this movie.
Sure. Big actor at the time.
Yes. One of the few movies we're going to watch on this show that actually has a star in it. Patrick Swayze was a good actor in some movies. I don't know what the fuck happened here. But
How would you have delivered that dialogue?
I don't know. He has the worst lines, ever.
How'd this happen?
Natural causes.
The worst part were his comebacks as a man who's experienced. His livelihood, his life is taking abuse from people and then physically accosting them. Never had a good comeback.
You know, I heard you had balls big enough to come in a dump truck, but you don't look like much to me.
Opinions vary.
What am I supposed to do?
There's always barber college.
Being called a cocksucker isn't personal?
No. It's two nouns combined to elicit a prescribed response.
I've got your plane ticket right here.
I don't fly. Too dangerous.
Prepare to die. You are such an asshole.
And did Tai Chi oiled up.
There's a lot of oil in the movie.
Yeah. Thank God he stopped to oil himself up before he
busted out the Tai Chi.
whatever, yeah. Oh wait, are we gonna get a flex? Oh yeah. Flex it out, Patrick. Flex it out. Dalton is the most one-note character who they tried to make a philosopher for some reason.
He had a degree in philosophy.
File says you've got a degree from NYU. What in?
Philosophy.
course.
That's why I had the job as a bouncer.
But he did have one of the greatest lines in cinema history.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Most of my patients would disagree with you. Okay.
You're right. How can anyone? Laurence Olivier couldn't deliver that line.
Right.
And he'd just been stabbed, by the way, at the bar. No cops show up.
Right.
Somebody tried to kill him. He beat their ass and just left.
When he got stabbed, he just no-sold it.
Totally no-sold it.
Like
he was like Hulk Hogan and
right.
like the
It
wrestling.
was like a. He
should have just started hulking up.
Right.
That's right. He got stabbed. He just like slowly turns around
Right.
and then beats the guy up.
Damn, that hurts, doesn't it?
He meets the love interest.
Right. The nurse. The
doctor. Yeah. She's a doctor. Yeah. Who is a very pretty woman who, when she goes out, feathers her hair straight out from her head.
It's like gills or something on the side of her head before.
If there was a strong gust of wind, she would take off.
Yeah.
It's insane. And she, for some reason, likes this guy who is kind of a psychopath who spouts philosophy.
He's a distant person who carries around his own medical records. Maybe she likes that in a man.
Oh, that's right. He carries around his medical records.
Because he has this folder that's a good 1.5 inches thick of all of his injuries, and he just carries around and brings it to the doctors and shows it to them, and then puts it away in his man purse.
Yes.
And
yeah, he just carries medical records around in his satchel.
she knows he's a bouncer. She knows he has a violent history because she's seen his medical records.
She's like, stapled him.
Right. The gunshot wounds, the stabbings, the broken this, broken that. And then it's like, I'll go to your dangerous bar and hang out. And as she rolls up, there's a fight.
And it doesn't faze her in the slightest. The lone bright spot in the acting in this is Sam Elliott, who also has terrible lines, by the way.
He has conviction when he delivers them.
Good. He's so good. I so believe it.
The movie should have been about him. He was a fascinating character. He was an older bouncer that taught this guy everything he knows. He was the Mr. Miyagi to Daniel-san.
You got a skinny little runt named Dalton working here.
He's out the back.
I know you. Put me a beer, will you? I'll be back.
He's like an old man who just takes out young
people. He doesn't do shit in this movie. Now that we're sitting here talking about it,
no.
It just, we were so enthralled that it was Sam Elliott.
He was my favorite character.
He was right. He's the best character. He had nothing to do.
That gal's got entirely too many brains to have an ass like that.
He just gets himself stabbed.
Yeah, he's like he's essentially the sidekick for a little bit.
For a very small amount, actually. He's barely in the movie.
He's like the legend, and he kind of shows up to hang out with Patrick Swayze.
I sure ain't gonna show you my dick.
What?
He is the king of the dick kickers.
Right, that's the fighting style of this movie. It was some dirty fighting.
That's so dirty. Every time somebody fights, it's knives or dick kicking. Instantly.
Yeah.
No one fights man. Or like throwing bottles. At, like one guy who looked like he might have been mentally handicapped at the bar, and he gets hit in the face with a beer bottle.
Oh, that poor guy.
They killed the mentally challenged boy at the table. That's wrong.
Why is Keith David in this movie? In fact, for half the time he was in it, we were looking, wondering if that was Keith David.
Is that Keith David? It looks like it could be him.
What's the story? Whiskey's running low.
Oh, jeez.
And then he spoke, and yeah, definitely him.
And
he's
then
in the background. He's not even in focus.
He was a bartender.
Right.
But we saw him serve like one drink, and then he was gone. So they paid Keith David to come out and like give someone a beer.
we haven't talked about the villain, and this is just
a Bond villain. This guy's a 60s
a caricature of a 60s Bond villain. Exactly. I guess we're supposed to feel like, oh, he's just a dick, but then he like drives on the wrong side of the road for no reason. He's literally just
to prove he can do anything he wants.
Right, like it's his road.
He almost runs Dalton. He does run Dalton off the road.
Just he doesn't
just because he
care.
Can.
Or
he flies his helicopter over like the farmers' horses just to get them riled up. 20 minutes later, he has a monster truck. Literally a monster truck that he uses to intimidate people and destroy businesses.
His goons show up in a monster truck.
The bodyguard of the millionaire. This dude is incredible. Full denim, basically the entire movie. Denim open, no undershirt. I think a necklace of some kind, like gold necklace.
I believe it was like either like a shark tooth or like a velociraptor talon,
which he killed with his bare hands.
Right, he went back in time.
Kind of curly hair, tries to have an intense look, but just comes across looking ridiculous, and has maybe the second best line in movie history.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
I couldn't. I didn't.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
This doesn't intimidate you.
Like, wait, are we fighting or do you want to make love to me? Like, what's happening?
Honestly, I think that would make him fight harder.
Yeah, actually.
Right, because not only are you going to lose and be unconscious on the ground.
This guy's going to do things to me. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And he jumps back down.
So leading into the final battle between the bodyguard guy, I shouldn't say the final.
Well, it's the less personal battle.
The last one-on-one, hand-to-hand fight,
right?
Which there's hand-to-hand fighting through the whole movie.
It's a boss fight. A boss fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They attempt to kill an old man for no reason, who had nothing to do with anything.
No, he was innocent. He was in his house, and they tried to murder him.
Well, who's gonna save him from you?
This makes the Swayze very angry.
The Sways.
The Sways. Is it the Sways? Is that what we call
them?
Yeah,
well, the Sways.
The Sways, not the Swayze. The Sways.
The Sways.
Dalton gets super pissed. Somehow chases him down, even though the guy's on a motorcycle.
Right.
He runs through the woods, catches him, and knocks him off it.
He outruns a dirt bike.
And then the epic fight happens. And I think at one point, one of us said, you can tell their health meters are going down.
Right.
Because they were doing, landing 50 punches, nonstop. A lot of spin kicking. A lot of spin kicking. The last sequence is pretty special. They killed Dalton's one and only friend. Who's barely in it. So Dalton loses his shit. He finds his friend dead. He has a knife sticking out of his chest. This clearly just happened because he left and came back and his friend is dead.
Grab the murder weapon. Come on, do it.
No.
Do it.
He's not going to grab the murder weapon.
Do it.
His hands are on the murder weapon. In the body. In his bar. He's still bleeding, so he's still
bleeding.
alive.
He's alive. Yeah. In fact,
he pulled the knife out, probably killed him.
You pulling that out of his heart. He's probably now dead.
He's scratching his back with a shotgun and humping the air with a fatso.
Dalton gets super pissed. Goes to the bad guy's mansion in his Mercedes.
Yes.
But somehow stops without them seeing.
Gets the windows tinted.
Jams the knife through the pedal into the floor so it sticks, and then has it race across this giant field so they think he's in it. So all the goons at the mansion start shooting at him, and one guy's doing like a stanky leg thing while shooting a shotgun. That's unbelievable.
What?
Look at this dude.
Dalton goes in, does some ninja shit, somehow gets in,
Right.
kills half the guys without them seeing.
He gets across this huge lawn that his car took like 30 seconds to drive across at full throttle.
Every time somebody points a gun at Dalton, they're never able to shoot him. He somehow kicks the gun out of their hand.
I'm gonna kill you the old-fashioned way.
I just don't have the time.
The Sways, instead of attacking the fat guy and killing him like he did everyone else,
He murdered the crap out of everyone else.
he pushes a polar bear on him, and the fat guy thinks the polar bear is alive and attacking him or something, because he shoots it.
Right. He's like, oh no, the bear! And he's like, bam, 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 bam. And then we think he's dead because there's lots of death going on at this point.
Right. And he's not.
He's not.
He just got knocked out by the bear.
And then he came back and was good.
A polar bear fell on me.
One-on-one combat, Patrick Swayze versus like some 60-year-old.
He's about to go for the throat rip move, which is his finishing move, and stops himself because he's the good guy.
And he has no problem killing these cronies that were just working for this guy. The
Right.
guy who's causing all these problems.
The worst guy in the world.
Then he turns his back to him.
Right. Says, you know what, I'm not going to kill him. Yeah. And then walks away from him.
No!
It's over!
But the townspeople show up.
Townspeople. So how do they know to show up at that point in time and armed and...
That's a good question.
Was there any discussion? Like, hey, I'm gonna...
Maybe when he was getting his windows tinted, he told them, hey, I'm going to go kill all these dudes, show up, and they were like 5 minutes late, so he had to do it all by himself.
Yeah.
First of all, one townsperson collects all the shotguns.
Right, they're like...
Doesn't even run out of frame. He just like must have hid it behind one of the stuffed animals.
I think he just shoved it under the couch or something, and it's like...
The cops come in and say, who can explain what happened here?
Like it's a party and someone's car got dented.
All right. Who's gonna tell me what the hell happened here?
That's it?
I didn't see nothing. You see anything, Pete?
No, I didn't see anything. You see anything, Red?
Just like hiding behind the ram.
I didn't see nothing. Not a thing. You see anything, Tinker?
Really? Wow.
And we just found a dead guy in the double douche.
Deuce.
Deuce. Double deuce.
Double deuce.
Deuce.
Maybe I ought to kick your ass. We don't want to do this.
Yep.
And that's it.
Case closed.
Yes.
He's very happy and well adjusted
For just...
for what just happened. She was angry,
Right.
but now she's like, let's
She understands the murder now.
fucking a gross pond. There's shit floating.
And they celebrate by skinny dipping in the swamp.
The end of the movie is them banging in a pond. Roll credits.
With seaweed
There's
just like
shit floating all around.
Your best friend is dead.
Yeah.
You just went on a Charles Manson like killing spree.
I think nut fights. While this choreography is really good. Did I say nut fights?
Nut fights.
The nut shots are a huge
They're
part of the
basically
fights.
nut fights.
Right, pretty much. Just like a.
If you took out the spinning kicks and the nut kicks, this movie would be about 30 minutes long. It's a really poorly done movie for the most part, but that's what makes it so awesome.
I'd say it was fun.
fun.
Fight scenes were good. The story around it, not so good. That's fine for a fighting movie. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie.
It was so bad that it was kind of good.
It's good.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Shit, what are we doing?
So bad it's good.
So bad. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. We're hopefully going to have a lot more of these. And see you next time.
Yo, Steve. Your history.
When I'm on my break.